och välkommen tillbaka till Swedish Magic. Kanalen där vi gör det roligt och enkelt att lära sig svenska. This is the channel where we make learning Swedish fun and easy. Idag ska vi dyka ner i ett superanvändbart ämne. Hur man pratar om sin dagliga rutin på svenska. This is something you'll use all the time in conversations. So let's get started. Är du redo att börja? Idag handlar det om hur du pratar om din dagliga rutin. Nu kör vi! All right, let's begin our day. In the morning, or på morgonen, the first thing we do is wake up. The verb for this is att vakna. And once you're awake, you need att gå upp, which means to physically get up out of bed. Vakna, gå upp. These two are a classic pair. Vakna is when your eyes open and you become conscious, while gå upp is the action of leaving the bed. It's a common point of confusion, but now you know the difference. Jag vaknar runt 7 på morgonen. Here's a perfect first sentence for your day. Runt means around, so it's a great way to talk about approximate times without being too exact. Jag går upp direkt, annars somnar jag om. This is a great follow-up. Direkt means immediately. Annars means otherwise. And somna om is a fantastic phrase for fall back asleep. Very useful for those of us who love the snooze button. After getting up, it's usually time for the bathroom, or badrummet. Let's look at the vocabulary for your morgonhygien, or morning hygiene. Tvätta ansiktet. Borsta tänderna. Att tvätta sig means to wash oneself, and you can specify what you're washing, like tvätta ansiktet. And of course, a daily essential, att borsta tänderna. Jag går till badrummet och tvättar ansiktet. Simple, direct, and describes a very common action. You're just stating the facts of your routine. Sen borstar jag tänderna och kammar håret. Sen is a great connector word meaning then or after that. So after washing your face, you can say this. Kammar håret means to comb your hair. Now for maybe the best part of the morning. Frukost. That's breakfast. What do Swedes typically eat and drink? Let's find out. Äta frukost. Dricka kaffe. The two essential actions for breakfast are äta frukost and, for many Swedes, dricka kaffe. Coffee culture is a very big deal in Sweden. Jag äter havregrynsgröt till frukost. This is a very common Swedish breakfast. Havregrynsgröt is oatmeal porridge. Notice we say till frukost, which means for breakfast. Jag dricker alltid en kopp kaffe, annars vaknar jag inte. I think many of us can relate to this. Alltid means always. And here's that useful word annars again, meaning otherwise. A great way to add some personality to your sentences. The general phrase for getting ready for the day is att göra sig i ordning. This is a broad term that can include getting dressed, doing your hair or putting on makeup. Välja kläder. Sminka sig. Two common activities when getting ready are välja kläder, which is to choose clothes, and for some, sminka sig, which means to put on makeup. Jag väljer kläder beroende på vädret. A very practical sentence, especially in Sweden where the weather can change quickly. The phrase beroende på means depending on, and it's incredibly useful in many situations. Jag sminkar mig lite innan jag går ut. Here we have jag sminkar mig lite. I put on a little makeup. The word innan means before. So innan jag går ut means before I go out. Once you're ready, it's time to head out. Let's talk about commuting, or how you går till jobbet, go to work, or går till skolan, go to school. Ta bussen, cykla. Two very common ways to get around in Swedish cities are att ta bussen, to take the bus, and att cykla, to bike. Public transport and cycling are very popular. Jag tar bussen till jobbet varje morgon. Notice the phrasing here. Jag tar bussen. We take the bus, just like in English. Varje morgon means every morning. Ibland cyklar jag om det inte regnar. This sentence shows a condition. Ibland means sometimes, and om is our word for if. So, ibland cyklar jag om det inte regnar. A very natural and realistic sentence. Now we're at our destination for the day. The verb for to work is att jobba, and for to study it's att plugga. Let's see them in action. Ha möten. Ha föreläsningar. At work, you might ha möten, which means to have meetings. At university, you har föreläsningar. You have lectures. Jag börjar jobba 8:00 och har möten hela förmiddagen. This is a great way to describe your work schedule. Hela förmiddagen means the whole morning. Förmiddag is the time between morning and noon. På universitetet har vi föreläsningar och grupparbeten. Here's a look at student life. På universitetet, at the university. Föreläsningar are lectures, and grupparbeten means group work. Midday means it's lunchtime. Lunch in Swedish is an important break in the day, and it's often a warm, cooked meal, not just a quick sandwich. Äta lunch med. The key phrase here is äta lunch med, to eat lunch with. It really emphasizes the social aspect of the midday meal. Jag äter lunch med kollegorna runt 12. Here's runt again for around. Kollegorna means the colleagues. A simple sentence describing a very common part of the workday. Oftast blir det något enkelt som sallad eller soppa. Oftast means usually or most often. The phrase blir det något enkelt literally means it becomes something simple, which is a very natural way to say it's usually something simple. The afternoon, or eftermiddag, is when we start to wrap things up. Let's talk about finishing work and the journey home. Sluta jobbet, handla mat. Two key afternoon activities. Sluta jobbet, which means to finish work, and a common errand on the way home. Handla mat, which means to do grocery shopping. Jag slutar jobbet vid 4 och går hem. Here we use vid 4. Vid can mean at or by or around a certain time. It's very similar to runt in this context. På vägen hem handlar jag lite mat. A very common and useful sentence. På vägen hem means on the way home. Handlar jag lite mat? I shop for a little food. Or I buy some groceries. And now we've reached the kväll, or evening. This is your time to unwind. Relax with family or meet up with friends. What do you do? Laga middag. Träffa en kompis. In the evening, you might laga middag, which is to cook dinner. Or you might go out and träffa en kompis, meet a friend. Jag lagar middag och tittar på en serie. Sounds like a perfect evening in. Jag lagar middag och tittar på en serie. Titta på en serie means to watch a TV series or show. Ibland träffar jag en kompis på en fika. The famous fika. Remember, it's more than just coffee. Träffa en kompis på en fika implies meeting up for a coffee, a pastry, and a good conversation. It's a cherished social ritual. The day is coming to a close. It's natt or night time. Let's talk about the final part of the routine. Getting ready for bed and sleeping. Lägga sig. Somna. Here's our final important pair. Att lägga sig means to go to bed or literally to lay oneself down. Att somna is the moment you actually fall asleep. Jag duschar och borstar tänderna innan jag lägger mig. This describes the routine before bed. Jag duschar och borstar tänderna innan jag lägger mig. Innan jag lägger mig. Before I go to bed. Jag brukar somna runt 11. Brukar is a fantastic verb that means usually or tend to. It's perfect for talking about habits. Jag brukar somna runt 11 means I usually fall asleep around 11. Wow, we've gone through a whole day in Swedish. From vakna in the morning to somna at night. You've learned so many useful words and phrases to describe your daily routine. Why don't you try to use a few of them to describe your own day in the comments below? I'd love to read them. Tack så mycket för att du tittade. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Swedish Magic for more lessons. We'll see you in the next one. Hej då!